Hey friends, welcome back. Now we are going to continue our MERN stack series. This is our e-commerce project and we are creating Flipkart clone. So in the last video we have created this product description page. As you can see, we have dynamic images of the product. We have two action buttons. One is add to cart, another one is buy now. We have title, price and description of the product. Rest thing, as you can see, the ratings 4.3 and some rating reviews are there with some extra off. So these are the static things I have coded in the UI only. So that's why it is coming right now over here. But it's one of the thing like the price. It is the price we have added in the database. That's why we are able to show here. Same, we have to add the discount part, how much discount we want, we can add and we can show over here, right? And now let's talk about the ratings. So ratings and review is something we have to create another collection, and there, based on the product ID, we can add we can store all the ratings and we can show in this page. So these all the things we can work on later because these all are secondary things, but what's important right now is the functionality, the core functionality, and everyone is waiting for that, right? So here in the real website of Flipkart, as you can see how it works. So let me show you how it works over here. So here you can see what we have. Let's click one of them and here we are getting the details of the product, right? So this is the product description page of the Flipkart, and here we have add to cart button and buy now. So these two are the action buttons, right? Now let's add the item into the cart. Let's click on add to cart, and what happened? Yeah, it's going now, it's adding, and you can see immediately I'm switched to another page, that is the cart checkout page. And here you can see I have got my product Samsung Galaxy, and I'm not a logged in user, so you can see the login button over here. And on the right side I have also a small card with the details of the single product. Okay, so overall price I can see on the right side, price detail card, and some additional offers are going on over here, so that's nothing related to us. Here we can increase the quantity, so we have something like 1 right now. We can do the plus part, we can do plus and we can increase the quantity. We can save for later and we can remove the product from here. Okay, now let's leave here and let's go back to the Flipkart again, and especially let's go to the Samsung. Okay, we have added lots of Samsung items in our website, right? So now let's add another product. Let's go over here and let's, as you can see right now, I have a one item in my cart. On the header you can see over here, you can see my cursor, right? Now let's add this product also, and yeah, this is added again, and immediately I'm switched to another page, that is this one, cart page, right? Now I have this details like Samsung. This is the first product I have added, this is the second product, and here you can see the overall price, the total amount what I have to pay and how much I will save and everything, right? Again I have the details, like I can add the item and these things are we will do, right? So this is the all things before login, right? So when now if you try to place this order, then immediately you have to log in. So let's see more things, how it is going to process these card details, right? So let's go and place order. Now as you can see, we have got over here like login or sign up option, right? So here we have to log in to process it further. So these all things I'm talking all about before login. So these operations can be done before the login, and once you logged in, then all the items of the cart will be saved in the database of the Flipkart. So next time when you will try to log in, then you can fetch the product or the cart items, and you can show the items in the user's account, right? So this is how Flipkart works, and in this video we are going to work on the part which is before login, and in the next video we will work on the part like the user can process the data and the cart items after the login, right? So here we are going to work like that, and let's start. So I have done few things just because of some speed work, right? Now okay, let me show you what I have done. So I can close everything first and I can show you everything from the scratch. So here is our Flipkart clone, and I'm going to show you some changes what you have to do. So here first you go to the containers folder and then product list page and then style.css file. So here I have CSS property I have added like card and card header, and I think I'm not using that. Let me show you. Let's first comment this and see what is the change right now. And yes, so this is the change actually. Okay, so this is the change. Let's take this CSS part, or just control X, so you can cut it from here. And I have a component in the UI folder that's a card style.css, and here I have also the, so these two class name card is conflicting with each other, right? So I will simply see what possible change I can do. Here it is required, right? Let's uncomment this code. So this is, I have a width over here, margin and border, and this is absolutely not required, box shadow. And then we have a border. Let's okay, let's make it a pixel. I have added wrong, so 1 pixel, and let's remove it from here. Now we have a margin over here, so let's remove this margin as well. And now here we have a width cal C, so let's remove it, right? So basically let's remove it, and kind of not required. Save this and let's go. Also, one thing I would like to do, now let's go to again back to the style.css, and sorry, in the style.css of the root component, this one, product list page, and open it. Not this, but this one. Also cart header, we need to shift this because it is not required here. Save, and now let's go to the card index.js style.css and add the card header over here. Right, now let's save this and let's do some inspect. Okay, so here we have a card header and that is working fine. That's the CSS is cool. And then we have the card component, and that's a width 100%, right? So here we'll do a little change in this product store. So let's go to the product store index.js, and the important thing, where is the card boy? Control F, card. Oh, there, actually this is not the card component, and here we are, we can see it's a div component, and where we have a class card and card details. So I'm going to replace this card with the card component, right? So let's replace this card and this over here, card. Now let's import the card as well. So import card from components UI card. Okay, and here we have a header, right? So header is basically the right side the title and the left side the view all, right? So I will use something, the card header over here. So from here I'm going to copy this component. Let's copy and let's go to the card component and paste over here. So let's paste over here because that's a header, right? And yes, let's make it the format document, and I will verify the, like, if the left part of the header exists or not. Left part will be basically the text, right? Props dot I will say header left, right? So I haven't created this left and right property yet, but I will create. So I will say if header dot left exists, then we'll simply show this div. Okay, so we'll show this div. Let's copy this div and basically cut from here and paste over here and remove this text, close, and remove this text. Now I'll say props dot header left, right? Next I will do this for the right part. So right part can be anything, icon, text, a component, anything, right? So for that I will use a component props dot header right and props dot header right, and here I will remove this one as well. Okay, let's save this. Okay, now let's go back to the component. So here is our product store component index.js, and we don't need this one. So I will simply add a property like header left. Say header left is going to be this text. So let's copy this, cut from here and paste over here. and these are a variable, so I will say dollar props dot params or slug, whatever it is. Here also it's a variable, right? And now let's add the component. So header left and header right. I'll say here header right, and this is a component, so this I will simply add a component like that, and this is not required anymore over here. So let's remove this, let's save this, and let's see is there any change in the output. Looks fine, everything as it is, no bigger deal, but we have to add a margin so it will look like the as it was. Okay, so we have to add a margin. I will say, so there, let's go to the card again and see, do we have anything. We have a props over here, so we can add a style property. Now let's go to the style, let's put some style over there. So here is our product store index.chase, and let's put the style, say style, right? I will say margin 20 pixel, save, and let's see the output. And yeah, it is now as it was, right? And no, it is not like that, it's some problems. Okay, do not use margin, then use okay, not the margin, it's where is the style properties actually applying. Save, let's go to the card again, index.chase, and here we have props, here we have the card. Okay, got it. There is a card, right? And go to the style part of the card, style.css, and here we have a width 100%. So obviously if we apply margin, then definitely we're gonna lose the things, like we're going to lose the, so the width is already 100%, right? If you apply the margin, then obviously it will be the larger than the screen. So we have to do some mathematical work, or we can simply override the width as well. Instead of 100%, I can use my own width. So here I will say index.chase, and I will put the style again, style, we'll say width, and here we'll say width, what I'm say, cal c 100% minus 20 pixel, and then I will add a margin 20 pixel. Okay, hopefully this is gonna work. And some change, kind of issue a little bit. Okay, it shouldn't be it should be 40 pixel. Yes, now it is like normal, now it is like how it was. Okay, so this is fine. We worked on the card component also. Now let's go to the mobile item, and this is the product description page, and you can do the card, add to cart. So this is one thing we have fixed in terms of styling. Next, what do you have to the next change is, so this is done, right? Let's close everything, Flipkart clone, source, and for the next part of the thing, we need the component, the cart component, right? So cart component, for example, if I will click on this add to cart, it should navigate to the cart page like the original Flipkart website. So for that, we have to create a cart page, and for that I have already created a cart page. You can see over here the cart page. You just need to do the copy and paste, index.chase. So this is our cart page. I will walk you through this slowly. So what we have over here, and why I have made change in the cart, because I'm using the cart component over here, right? So let me help you to walk through it. So this is normal component with React and other things. This is the cart page, and again we have our original layout, and then we have some CSS like cart container, and then a cart component, so the one where we will add all the items, and on the right side we will have the card to show the overall price, right? That's it, simple, right? Now we have to add this card component, or you can just pause the video and write everything. So after that, you can go to the app.js file. So here we have app.js file, and you can see what we have over here. We have added a new route, that is route, right? And / cart, this is the path, and then we are adding the component cart page. So here you need to understand one thing, why I have added just after the home page or before this routes, why not in the end? Because we have created this in the end, right? So if you add like this, it is not going to work. Let me show you how. So for that, what we have to do, let's go to the index.js page. Yeah, so here we have the cart, and let's try to navigate to this page / cart. Okay, let's navigate this cart, and we have got empty page, right? So this is actually not the cart page. This is this page. Let me show you. So here you can see we have this product list page where we are looking for the some slug ID, right? So here we are looking for the slug ID, and this is kind of similar thing. So card is now becomes a slug, and it will React will think, oh, this is the slug, and we have to load a product list page, right? And it has loaded already the product list page, but this cart is not a match in our database, so that's why it is an empty list, empty page we are getting. So that's why we have to change the order and priority. So because that's a static route, and I'm going to shift it before the dynamic routes. Now it's a different. So here it will see the path. Oh, it is a cart. Then it will directly load this component before moving to the next one. So here that's the logic and important one. Let's save this, and now let's try to load that, and you can see what we have. So here you can see I'm getting my cart page. Here I have some weird things just because of our cart change. But yeah, this is two components. One is this is the header part. This is the right element, and then we have product name and deliver in something like that. And I'm not having any spacing before and after the cart. Let me show you. Let me do some changes. So here we have 2 times cart header. That's because we have added the header part in the cart component itself. So we don't need to put this one. I can simply say card, and here I can say header left, and I will say what is this, my cart. Copy this text, paste over here. The next thing we have header right, and here we'll take the component. Now let's remove this item, save, and go to the page, and you can see now it's fine, better than the previous version. Now here you can see we have got my card, and now it is looking better, right? So we have got my card, deliver to, and so basically two cards. One is the right side, one is the left side. Right side is the price one. I have a fixed width, that is a 500 pixel, as you can see over here. With I have given 500 pixel. Another one is trying to capture the whole, so that's like 100%. So whatever the left it is taking, right? So we'll work on the UI later. First let's work on the functionality. So the first priority is, if you go on the Samsung, and let's go to one of the product, and let's go to the product Samsung, and we'll try to add this product into the cart, right? So for that we need to dispatch some actions, right? For that I have written an action as well, actions, and here you can see I have created a new file, that is cart.action.js, right? Now let me help you to explain this thing. And before this, I need to add also the reducer, right? So here we have a reducer, cart.reducer, and also the reducer needs to be added in the index.js file. So let me uncomment this code, cart reducer from the cart.reducer, and then here also. Let's save this. Now I can get access for the cart. Okay, now let's go to the cart.reducer, and here you can see we are getting a cart constants. So you can see the constants in the constant file. That's nothing but just one constant, add to cart. We are using the reducer, right? So here we have the reducer, and here we have the action, add to cart, and then we are returning the state. That's it. Do not worry about it. Here the initial state, you can see here I am keeping the initial state. So this is basically the cart items. Whatever I will add in the cart, I can add here. So products. So here you can see I am adding products as an object instead of an array. Now you must think about it, like why I'm adding an object. It must be an array, because array is easy to iterate through the array. We can use some function like map or other function, for each, filter, find. We can use lots of looping function to iterate through the products array. But if it is an object, then it will be difficult to iterate through the cart items, right? But the important part is, with the object I can create the key, and key can be the product ID. For example, in this case, as you can see, I have the 123. So 123 is nothing but an ID of the product, and then I have the object, again the same details like ID 123, and then name, image, price, quantity. So the price is temporary, I'm saving over here. price can be changed in some time in future. So that's just for immediate calculation. So here I'm keeping it an object, and if in this way, yes, it will be difficult to iterate through this object, but we don't need to iterate most of the time, because if we know the product ID, we will simply use the product. We'll use the index, the ID of the product, and then that's it. We will set the product. No need to worry about it. So let's comment this again. That's just an example. Save, and now let's go to the action part, cart.action.js, and here you need to import again the cart constants and then a store, right? So why I'm doing importing the store first time over here, I will explain you later. Just see the action. So let me uncomment this code as well. So here we have an action that is add to cart, and here we are trying to return the action, right? So what I'm doing over here, so here I'm using the store to get the cart items. So the store we already have, we can use the function get state to get all the store, and exactly I'm getting the cart, not other things. So from the cart I can get the products. Let me show you. We have products, right? So cart.reducer, and you can see the cart, and then we have products, right? And the name of the reducer is cart. Simple. So here you can see the name of the reducer is cart. So we have to do get state.cart. We have also used this in the window.store.getState a lot of time. Okay, so that's what I'm using over there, right? So here let's go to the cart.action, and here I'm trying to get all the items whatever I have added in the cart. Then simply one thing I'm doing over here, so this is a check. So this is a simple logic. So I'm using the products. So that's product is nothing but the cart items, or better to let me change. It will help to others to find the things easily, right? So here let's go to the cart reducer, and instead of saying cart products, I will say cart items. Cart items, right? That this makes more sense, and no confusion. So cart items. Now let's go to the action again, category dot, and also make this cart items, and here also cart items. Save this. Now let's go to the action and we'll dispatch, right? So let's get the cart item. So here we are getting the cart items. Now you can see we don't need to do the console.log part. Okay, now we have the products over here. So instead of saying products, I'll say cart items, the cart items, and I can use the cart items here, product. So this is the product, right? So here product, so this is action. Actually this action needs a product, and when I will get a product, I will also get the ID of the product. So whatever the item available in the cart, also I will have the ID, right? So key here, you can see the ID is 123. Don't be confused. If you have any doubt, just comment and let me know. I will try to help you to understand it. So here you can see the cart action again. So here we have cart items, and we are trying to use the product ID. That's just key. If this item exists in the reducer, then we'll simply increment the count of the quantity. We don't need to add a new item in the cart. If the product already exists in the cart, then we need to increment the quantity, right? So here I'm doing again, let's copy cart items and cart items, product ID, and then quantity. So initially it will be 1, and then we'll do the +1, right? Or basically let me just comment it so you can see it a proper way. Just comment me all these things. Okay, so let add to cart, and then products, sorry, this product. So this, now it is very simple, right? So this is a action add to cart. Here I'm getting item, that is the product, and then simply I'm dispatching. So add to cart is the action, and this is the cart items is the key, the key, and then I'm getting the product, right? Let's save this, and here in the reducer you can see the cart.reducer, and I have the cart items, and I'm getting the action.payload.cart items. That's it. So this is simple and easy, right? Now let's go to the again to the cart details page, action page. So this is going to work this, and let's go to the containers and cart page. No, sorry, the product details page, index.js, And here I have to add, I have added few things. So let's uncomment this add to cart import. So add to cart is straight, import is over here. Okay, on line number 15. So you have to import this add to cart. Next, what you have to do. So next thing you have to do one thing. Okay, this is the add to cart button. This is the material button that is add to cart, and here we have an on click function. So I will simply do one thing. So I will simply uncomment this line. Okay, now on click I will get the product details. We already have the details here, you can see. So here we are getting all the product, right? So whatever we have. So here we'll get the product details, we'll extract the name, ID and price, and then we'll also try to extract get the image, so the first image, right? Product details, price, image, and then we will dispatch an action. So dispatch action, add to cart we have already imported, and there I'm passing an object. That object is nothing but an product, right? So here we have ID, name, price, and image. That's it. Let's save this and let's see in action. So here we'll go and see in action. Now let's go to the Redux store and try to add something. So here we have add to cart. Now here we have added the action add to cart. Now click on add to cart. Click on add to cart, and here you can see the action is add to cart is dispatch, and we can also see the change in state. So this is the only change in the current state, cart items. And this is, we have got ID and name, price, and image of the product what we have added in the cart. But here I was expecting a property like the ID, and the value of the property will be this product, right? So this is not as per expectation, something wrong. And this is our cart.action. It should be like, let me tell you, here is, we have this one, because as per this design we have an object over here, right? And the key will be the ID of the item, so it should be like object, and it is going to be action, or better to write in the action itself, so it will be easy to grab the data. So we don't need to make a change in the reducer. Let's go to the cart.action.js, and here we have product, and so here I will do simply one thing. I have the product right now over here, so I will say like this, product, and so not directly the product, but I will use the key as well. So I'll say product._id, that's the key, and then product. Okay, let's save this, and now let's see this in action. Okay, let's go and let's add to cart, and add to cart dispatch. This is the change in state, and yes, this was I was trying to get, right? So here we have the ID of the product, and then we have got the details. So let's expand this. Let's go to the state, complete state, add cart items, and let's expand this. And here you can see we have ID, we have the name, we have the price, we have the image, but we don't have the quantity, right? So it should be initially the 1. So for that we'll make the change, and for that what we can do. So here on the line 6, you can see cart items. So cart items initially, you can see it is coming from the state, and the cart initially for the new the first time user, the cart will be empty object, right? So here I'm getting an empty object. Now let's do this uncomment, and as per the empty object, if it is an empty object, so this logic will be a false, right? I'm trying to look, so I'm getting the product as an argument, I have the ID, and I'm trying to look inside the object, and if there is an object, for example the item is already added in the cart and user is just trying to increase the quantity, right? So the product will be in the cart and I have to increase the quantity. I will simply check the object, is there any product with this ID? If there is a product with this ID, I will increment the quantity. So I will again use the cart items with the product ID, and I will select the property quantity, and I will do the +1, right? And I will use a parseInt function to confirm like it is adding the quantity, not just concatenating it. Else case, like for example the cart item is totally empty, or the item is not added before, it is the first time item is going to add, then simply I will consider the quantity as 1. So it will be here 1, right? Now next thing what I will do, I will uncomment this code, and here you can see the products, right? this is what we already have from this, not the products but cart items. So let's copy this and take this cart items, and here are the cart items, and I will try to get the particular ID of the product, right? And then object, and I will spread the product details whatever it was, and I will put the quantity, right? So the quantity may be one or more than one this time over here. Next I will just simply go and remove this thing and we'll say cart items, right? Now let's save this, and now let's see this in action. Okay, so let's see this in action. Now let's try to add this item, add to cart, and this is a change in this is a newly added cart items, and this is what I have added. Let's open it, and you can see the quantity right now over here is 1. Now let's add one more time, and this is the second, and you can see the change. So change, the quantity got incremented by 2, right? The difference you can see over here, quantity, so it was 1, you can see over here it got cut, and then the new value is 2. Now let's add one more time, and let's go to add to cart, and you can see that it was 2, now it becomes 3, and you can see the whole state on this tab, state, and you can see the cart items, and the quantity is simply 3, right? So this is the cart items. Now let's go to the, now let's add a different product, right? We have to test in all the way. Let's go back and let the product gets load. Looks like internet is a bit slow. Let's click on one of them, and here this one, and now let's add to cart. Okay, let's go down and check the add to cart, and here it is. So this is the new item I just added, right? So now we have 2 items in the cart. The quantity is 1, ID and name, price and all. Now if we want, one thing we have to do over here, the add to cart, if we'll click on this add to cart, as per the Flipkart design, it should immediately navigate to the cart checkout page, right? To the cart page. So for that we'll simply do one thing. Let's go to the product details page, and here we have written on click function, right? So let me uncomment this code. But with the help of this props.history, we can navigate to the cart page immediately, right? Let's save this, and let me show you this thing in action. So as this page is reloaded completely, and that the store information was the temporary information, so everything I have lost. I have to add again. Now let's go add to cart, and you can see immediately I switch to the next page, that's the cart page as per the design. Now let's go and see things in action. So you can see the add to cart, and here's the new item I have just added. Okay, now here we have this item. So quantity is 1. Now let's go back again and add another item. Again go back. Yeah, let's take one of them, and now let's add this one, and again I have switched to the cart page, add to cart, and you can see I have the 2 items right now. So I have this new item. Let's go back again and increase the quantity. So let's do add to cart again, and you can see, let's add to cart, and the quantity is 2. You can also see the difference, right? So only this product got changed from 1 to 2. So here this is working fine, but the problem is right now over here is if you reload, you will lost everything. Let me show you how. Let's reload, and yeah, nothing happens. So there is no more state and anything. Means there is a cart of course, but there is no details in the cart what we have added. Okay, so for that we have to store that information in our temporary local storage from the browser side. That's the local storage. So for that, what I have to do, local storage. So here I'm using this window.localstorage.set item cart, the detail, the key name is a cart, and then I'm using json.stringify, right? Now let's save this. So with the help of this function, with the help of this browser API local storage, I'm able to save it permanently, right? Now let's save this, and now let's check out, and I have got an error, products is not defined, just because it is no more product, it is cart items. Save. Okay, now everything is working fine. Here let's go to the Samsung. Now let's go and add the items. Add to cart. Now let's go back again. Add to cart. Okay, so we have added two quantity of this product. You can go to the difference part, or just check the action add to cart. Yes, here. So here we have got all the items, all the details. You can see the complete state over here. Now let's refresh this thing. And yes, again I have lost everything just because storing in the local storage isn't work, because we are not saving in the Redux, right? You see the local storage get item cart, and you can see I have the details in my local storage, but I'm not using it, right? So for that I have to write some function or hook, anything. So I will use my root component for that. So for that you can go to the app.js file, and here you can see one use effect I'm using. So let's uncomment this. Okay, so whenever this page will load from the browser or anywhere, so this root component will load first, and then we will dispatch this action update cart. Let me save this, and we have to write this action update cart, and this action we will again write in the cart.action file. So let's go to the cart.action, and here we have this action. Let's uncomment this. Okay, so here we have this update cart action, and then we have a dispatch over here. We are returning a function, and here we'll check the local storage get item cart. If this local storage item exists, we'll simply take the item and parse it. Otherwise it will be null. So if there is cart items, so it will not be null, and then we will dispatch the action, the same action with the details like cart and products. So instead of cart products, it will be again cart items, and here it is cart, or whatever you want you can write. So this cart is this one, or you can simply write here cart items, or we don't need to do this. Then save. Now let's see. So cart is not defined. Okay, this cart items, let's copy this. Okay, now let's go Samsung, or even you don't need to add, because we have already data in our local storage. Let's go to the network, sorry, not network, the Redux, and see the state. So here we have add to cart, already executed carts. Whatever we have added, we are getting over here. How cool it is, right? This is nice, working well. Now we have two items. Now let's try with another item. Let's go back again, and let's go this one. Now let's do add to cart, and here is add to cart. Open this, and this is the two items right now we have. The one is quantity is 2, another one quantity is 1. Now let's reload, and again add to cart dispatches because of the root component, and here we are getting all the details, whatever we have added. Whoa, we're working fine, we're good. Now let's add iterate these data in this, try to iterate this data in this product, in this cart details, right? Let's go to your cart page. So here we have our cart page, index.js, and what we have to do there, here we have a flex row. So let's write first we're going to write we are going to add a hook use selector. Yes, on line number 2 you can see I'm already importing use selector. Say const cart equals to use selector state dot cart. Okay, now I'm getting the cart. Okay, here we'll say const cart if cart just don't check it right now. Okay, that's fine. So here we're getting the cart, and now let's const, and we'll say cart items cart dot cart items. Okay, so cart items we have over here. Now let's save this and just do one thing. Oh, not required. Yes, we are getting all the card details, we are getting the ID, we are getting everything. But the important part, the quick question is like, this is an object, this is not an array, and map function will not work, for each function will not work. So all the function right till now we have used will not work, except the logic we have used in our Samsung store is going to work. So we have to use some object dot keys of JavaScript function. So let's symbol, right? Let's do one thing. We'll say, let's say object dot keys and thanks to object. So here we'll say object dot keys, and here we'll say cart items. Now here I will get the items. So it will simply give me the keys, like the ID of the product, and as an array. Now it's an array, so I can map through it. So I'll say item comma index, and I will use this flex row. Okay, and I will also write a key, not G. Key is going to be index, right? And here instead of product name, I will say cart dot name. Okay, now let's save this. Yeah, save this, and now let's see the output. Let's go to the cart, or let's directly go to the cart. And I'm getting something twice, but not the item. Yeah, I have the details why it is not coming. Oh, sorry, it's item. Cart items, map through it, item. Oh, sorry, yeah, I forgot. So I have used object.keys, card items. It is going to give me an array of keys, not the item. So it is going to be a key, not the item. So it is key, and then here I will say JSON, not JSON, I will say card items, and then we'll use key dot name, right? How easy to get the details without using array. So here you can see I have got my two items. That's a Samsung Galaxy J Core and then Samsung Galaxy M12. Also we can display the quantity over here. So we'll say dash, I'll say quantity, and just now quantity dash, and here we'll say card items key dot qdy. Save. Let's reload, and you can see the quantity is 2, quantity is 1. Let's add one more for the last time test. Okay, so we'll add a new one. Here we have add to cart, and you can see we have got 3 items, the quantity 1, quantity 2, and quantity 3. In the next video, we'll improve the design of this cart page, and after that we will process the cart for the logged in user. So guys, this is it for this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a nice day.